Hello my friends, how's everyone doing today? This is Sheree. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my craft room. I am continuing on with using up my white scraps, which I started working on last week because I did a little project where I created a lot of white scraps. So, but I had an idea as after the video last week and decided I enjoyed working with these little photo corners so much. I first of all made this little card right here. I guess it could be anything you want it to be. It could be a decoration on something, or it could be a journal card. I did add another card on the back so it would be all flat over the, I put a flat, another one of my scraps over the photo corners. So I ended up with this little picture. As I was thinking about these and trying to figure out how I wanted to use them, I thought it would be cool to myself. I thought it would be cool if I had some little pictures to put on here. I was like, do I have any little pictures? And then I thought of my yearbooks. I have a couple of yearbooks, vintage, most of the pictures in there are black and white, or I think they're all black and white photos. But anyway, I went and got a couple pages of the smallest pictures. So that's cut out from a yearbook. And even this little word right here that says friends is cut out from the yearbooks. I thought, well, I could leave that blank for someone to write on. I could put a label there for someone to write on. But wouldn't it be cool if I just put a word there? So I looked at the two pages that I actually had pulled out, and the word friends was involved in one of the titles. So I cut it out and put it right there. For the second one, I wanted to try a little something different, so I got a couple pieces ready here. So I'm going to put this together, and we'll put a few together and see how many scraps we can use up today. So I hope you will craft along with me, or just take me along with whatever you're doing, and maybe maybe this would inspire you to use up some of your scraps. Especially, I think white scraps are maybe a little harder to use than pretty colored scrapbook paper, So anyway, what I'm doing here is combining, and I'm combining this white piece with a black piece, which was not a scrap. Only the white pieces are my scraps, so I am combining some of my scraps with other things that are not scraps in order to use them up. And so here's another picture here that I just, I got a couple strips that I've cut out from the front of the yearbook. Had the smallest pictures to begin with, so I went ahead and cut these out. I think these are teachers and faculty also, although some of these maybe teachers or whoever they are look pretty young. Like this guy looks like he could be in high school right there. But anyway, and this girl looks too like she could be a high schooler, but she was in the front, like where the teachers and faculty are. So whatever, it doesn't matter how old they are. They're just cool little black and white pictures now from a vintage yearbook. Whoops, I'm just throwing my glue around. But yeah, I mean, there's so many things you could do with. I'm so anxious to glue the picture down. I'm doing it before I put the photo corners down. But anyway, yeah, there's so many things you could do with black and white scraps. You could paint them before you cut them up. You could use them like on a master board and just glue things over them. And if you have a big piece, or even if you have a little piece, you can make like a little master board, or you could color them with, besides paints, other things like your dyes, coffee dye, or your food coloring, or whatever you dye papers with. But yeah, I wanted to try this one like with the black background. I thought that would look cool too. I think I'm really going to like this one, so the rest of them might have a black background. I like that one too. I did distress the edges here with some distress ink on that one, but it doesn't, I wasn't going to, and I thought, well, it really looks white, so I think I'll go ahead and put some distress ink on there. So I just put a little dab of glue on each corner so I could glue these on. And see, in the back it's like that, so that's why I put another piece over. So that way I actually used up two of my scraps on by doing that. So there's that. So far, see, I think it looks cute just like that. And then you could put a little open label here if you wanted to. Like I have these. They are white. I probably would distress the outer edge at least. but I could put something like that down here on the bottom to write on. But I thought it was really cute to cut out a word from the yearbook, and that way I'm using more of the yearbook page, you know, before it becomes, you know, like, say you're cutting out the pictures and you just think, oh, the rest is trash. Well, look around for some words you could use. That one said friends that I put on that one, and this one says faculty. So, you know, and it just becomes a cute little piece of ephemera, I think. You know, very vintage as far as, you know, I mean, it is a vintage picture, original vintage picture, and the little word is, and it doesn't have to be perfect, you know, it almost looks cute when it's, you know, I mean, I wouldn't call either one of these perfect, so, you know, I'm just saying, I don't think it has to be perfect. It's just, you know, you put it together and it is what it is. It's just fun and cute and unique, you know what I mean? So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and look for a piece, another one of my pieces for the back here. This seems to be a little wider, so I'm going to look for a wider one that will fit over the back here. And you saw, I don't know if you saw, but I used, so far on the front part here, I think I used all art glitter glue. And so, but on the back, since I'm going over this kind of, you know, not flat, non-flat surface with the photo corners there, I'm going to use some of my Fabri-Tac. I don't know if you watched my video last week. I do have a playlist. I'll have to link it's Scraps on Sunday, in case, I just kind of jumped in, didn't I? It's Scraps on Sunday is what I'm participating in, the collab with Denise Junk Journals UK. And I've been really enjoying it more than I even thought I would, because, you know, I do try to keep up with my scraps, and this is a good excuse for me to go ahead and do something, you know, do something for my Sunday, Scraps on Sunday video now. I've been doing it for a few weeks now, and really enjoyed using up all different kind of scraps, you know. You've got so many different type of scraps if you really think about it, and if you have a craft room or craft space like I do, you know, fabric, you know, anything and everything scraps is what I have in my craft room. Little bins of all kinds of scraps here and there. So, okay, so I'm going to call this one done. I'm not going to ink this one. I'm going to leave it just like that. My first thought was, when I first was kind of developing this idea in my mind, was kind of like a Polaroid photograph, or you know, the Polaroids where they have the picture at the top and it's kind of got a white space at the bottom. When you used to print it, the Polaroids out of a camera, I think they still make. I mean, I know they still do. I don't have the new one. I have a HP Sprocket that prints the little pictures out. Do I have any here? Let me see. It doesn't matter, but actually, I don't see any here right now. I've got some wallet-sized photos I need to put in my personal junk journal. I'll have to do a journal with me pretty soon. But anyway, I wanted to show you and just let you know I'm continuing to work through these scraps. I'm not, you know, giving up on these. I'm not just throwing them in my box. I actually want to use these up. So I have the black cardstock here, so we can make a few more of these. And when I cut, these were scraps. These were cut off, so I didn't cut these to be all the same size or anything. So I can't like just cut a bunch of black all the same size and they're going to fit over these. So I have to kind of like do one at a time here and cut them to fit if I want to do that little black and white thing. Here they are side by side. I kind of like both. I like both of them, but the picture, you know, it does show up better on the black background. I like it looking kind of like I'm not saying it looks like a Polaroid photograph, but it kind of, you know, looks like a backed, matted photograph at least, kind of. So, and it shows up a little, I mean, it shows up good on the white one too, but I think looks even better on the black background. So I'm going to probably continue to do that for a bit here. So I need to cut, I think that was my white. Let me see, before I cut this one's kind of wide. No, it's still, even the widest one is still this is black is still too wide for the widest white piece, so I'll take a strip off of here and try to get this cut down to size for these, to make a few more of these. And then we'll look for some words too. I have one other idea on the words too. If you if you say like, oh, this yearbook doesn't have any good words in it, like it probably does, but in case you like think that it doesn't, I have another idea here too that looks I think it looks pretty cute, so I'll show you that in just a second here. Let's just get this one going. So we've got a good little, I think the width is good. I just need to shorten it a little bit there. A little bit more on the white on the top and bottom there to make it look like a frame. So I guess that's the first step, is to get your pieces like that lined up. See how I have a nice frame there. And oh, last week I got a leak in I had opened on my last week's Scraps on Sunday. I opened up a new bottle of Fabri-Tac, and I think I don't know, the only thing I could figure out is I poked a hole in the top when I was opening it. I was trying to get the seal out, and I used my pokey tool, and apparently I poked a hole in it and I didn't realize. And then when I went to, use it, it was kind of coming out of right here where this nozzle meets the top. Not on this one, another one. So I had this one already. This one was almost empty. One of the ones that was almost empty that I have here. And so I just poured that. That was a smaller one of those Fabri-Tac bottles. So I just poured that one into that one. So easy fix, but still be careful. I guess I'm telling you this in case you're using your pokey tool. Don't poke through your bottle like I did. I think I did anyway, but I really do think I did. That's what I did, because at first I was surprised. I was like, oh my goodness, this has a hole in it. I'm like, oh, I wonder if I did that. I think I did. I really do. One thing I can figure out. Okay, so there's another one. This little lady here with all her beautiful pearls around her neck. Oh, she's escaping. Hold on. I'll get her. I got her. Go back here. It's a very elegant lady. Okay, so we got that glued on. So I guess there's no certain steps you have to take, and this could be done with a lot of different things. Like I was thinking, if you have little, like if you want to do like little flower cards, or like almost like if you have a flower and then you have the name of the flower, and you could use different colors. If you have scrapbook paper, that pretty scrapbook paper that you want to use, the coordinating, you could do 2 layers like this, and use flowers or butterflies or bees, whatever you have, hearts, stars. Okay, so that's that one, and then I thought this looked cute. I'm not going to use this one because this is Larry and that's a woman. So here's one that says Linda. Oh, maybe this is Linda, I'm not sure. Biology teacher, health career club teacher. So yeah, I thought this little name bit that was on the pages with the, if you can't find words, use even the little name that's with it. That looks cute too. I think that looks really cute. And again, you don't have to be perfect, but let's glue this little piece down with the name on it so you can see how that looks. So I think I can find more words in the yearbook, but I just had pulled out these 2 pages and then I put the book back because I thought, well, I'm not going to need any more. I'm just going to use these 2 pages. I thought, well, I need more words, but then I tried this instead of going to look for more words. I tried that, and I thought it looked really cute. So if you don't have photo corners, also you could just make it like that. That looks super cute. So maybe I'll make some like that too. So I don't have to always make them with the photo corners. because with the photo corners, I'm putting the backing on them so they could be like journal cards and you can write on the back, or they could be glued down somewhere as a decoration on something, a pocket, they could be a tuck spot or whatever, and this too. So I think they look cute all three three of those different ways. This one with the white background, and this one with the photo corners, that one without the photo corners. So here's another name I can use, but this is all trash here. So let's make a few more, because I think these are really fun. This one is another name, and here's another word I thought I could use. Students, it says. So I'll cut that out. So yeah, these scrappy videos are like we're using up our scraps, but it's kind of like a craft with me too. Or maybe we could, you know what a good name would be is, I'm going to save this too. You never know when that might come in handy. But scrap with me. Scrap with me. That'd be a good name for a scrap video. Scrap with me instead of maybe somebody already uses it. I don't know, but I'd have to look. But that would be a good name. This is a little short, but I could almost use it. I wonder if it would fit a picture and the name Larry there. Let's see. Who wants to be Larry? I think this guy wants to be Larry. I don't know which one, because I already cut them apart. I don't know which one is which now, but like I said, they don't have to be perfect, so I think if I was going to put anything off, like this, now I've made this black piece into a scrap, so what do? Do I wait till, do I cut down the white and make it fit, or do I use it as is? I think use it as is, just like that maybe. So let's try that. You really get yourself, you can really back yourself into a corner because you're using your scraps and then you're making more scraps, and it's all a whole scrap cycle after a while, it seems like. But no, keep on going, don't give up. If you have a lot of scraps, I've had a lot of scraps at times and I have caught up, but it does take some dedication and consistent work using them up. So it's okay, I think, to have a little bit of scraps, because it's like you need them once in a while. You know what I mean? Like if you're used to going to your scrap bin when you need a little something, and then they're not there, it's like you miss them. That's happened to me where I used every single scrap, and then I was like, shoot, I need some scraps. So, yeah, it's a pickle. You create yourself a pickle if you don't have any scraps and you kind of like to go looking once in a while. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this down. This guy may or may not be Larry. I don't know, because I cut the words and the names apart already, so I don't know who's who. If you want to make sure you keep the right name with the right person picture, then be a little bit more organized with that. I didn't know I was going to be using the names like this, so I didn't pay attention to it, and then I thought of it after I cut them apart. So there you go. There's another one. See, that's cute. I like that. I think that one might need photo corners though, because it has so much room, and this is going below, and I have glue on my finger. So yeah, let's use this glue up on the corners here. Get it off my finger. Put some photo corners on this one since it has a lot of room there. And I'm going to need to wipe my finger on something here in a second, so I don't get glue everywhere. Let's see what this one looks like with photo corners. And I showed you my little photo corner drawer. Can you see it? It's right here. There's so many in here, and I need to use these. I never used them, but I love them. And I found them all. A couple times I found packages of those at thrift stores, so that's why I have so many. I never actually bought any new or anything, I guess. I don't know if they still sell. I'm sure they do. Still sell, some type of photo corners. Maybe not this same kind, but I have two different kinds in here. These are all, some are shiny and some are flat. These just have, yeah, that looks good. That looks better with floated corners because there's so much white up here. And this was going, yeah, it brings it all together on that one. That one needed photo corners. That one definitely looks better with photo corners. Huh, interesting, right? Okay. So here's the rest of my, let's see, the photos that I have cut out. Little lady here and 3 guys. Let's just cut them up. And I have the word, did I use it? My word of students. Where'd it go? Well, students. Didn't I have the word students? Did you see it? Oh, here it is. It's attached itself to that. Or I put it there. Okay, so picture, my words are up there. Got my little white pieces. Oh, and I need a white piece on the back of that one, don't I? That one we just did. Trying to get that. I'm trying to get a little white border around, but it's not always possible because the white border in between the pictures is so tiny. Okay, so I need a piece on the back of this guy. Let's see if that's big enough. Is there a wider one? These are all pretty much the same as far as width. I don't think there's any wider one, but this one's a little bit too tall, so I need to cut it down a little bit. Right there. So I have one other idea for, at the moment, when I was working on, I was actually going in one direction with these white pieces, white scraps. I was actually ready to go in another direction, and then this kind of popped into my head, this little idea here. And so I went and decided to go and do this first. And so I have one other idea too that's already floating around in my brain. So I can show you that next week. And so stay tuned for that. Alright, so we've got him covered on the back. Alright. Need to keep my lids on my glue here real quick. Okay, so my black cardstock right here, and my pieces of white scrap. So I'm just cutting. Let me move these over for a moment so they don't get messed up. Let's cut a strip, and it needs to be a little bit smaller than this white piece. So I'm just measuring it like this. So you could mass make these if you want to. If you like to mass make things, just get it going. If you can, I have to measure a little bit here. So that's my problem at the moment. I can't just cut a bunch of pieces. Like I said, these are cut off, so they're kind of all different. Slightly different. They're all slightly different. Even though they're very close to being the same. Okay, there's one. And I need a drink. I think I need a drink. I have a soda here today. I have a soda, which is Coke Cherry Zero. Cherry Coke Zero. What I'm drinking today. At the moment, I already had some black tea. It's the weekend and it's 12 noon, right? Well, it's about 3 after. Supposed to start raining at 1 o'clock today. Around here. Oh, those look really good. Okay, let's cut. I have 4 here. Let's try to do all of these. And there's another little piece. So this time, I kind of needed all of, Let's just see what happens if we cut the white piece down this time and make it fit around this black piece instead of going with, see, like that. Let's see what happens. And then, see, that's actually shorter than the piece I just cut. Okay, I need some more black. So, well, this is how I measure. So this could be a decent mobile craft if you want to cut. If you want to do this in front of the TV at night, you just need what, your scraps, or like if you need your scraps plus a piece of cardstock like I'm doing with the black, glue, maybe some scissors, and your pieces that you're gluing down. If it's just a few pieces like I have, the pictures and a word, like I just have, like I said, I really literally just have 2 pages from the yearbook. That's it, and I put the yearbook away. So, all right, let's see how this fits. Yeah, that's going to fit on there nicely. And I'll cut right there. So yeah, these will be cute in a, oh, I don't know. I mean, I know vintage, or, you know, most of my journals are eclectic because I like to use all my stuff in them. But some of them are more themed, you know, and colorful, and some of them are more, maybe, they might include color, but they might include more neutrals. So, but these can be little extras too, you know, in an order, and I want to put something extra in there. Stick one or 2 of these in there for fun. I could write a little note on them, a little thank you note on the back. It could be my thank you note. So, yeah, what kind of uses? Okay, there we go. We have 4. That's what I said. I have 4 pictures. I've got to have a drink. Sorry, guys. I try to swallow quiet because I know I hear people taking drinks on camera, and you hear a big gulp. It's kind of funny. Okay, this is extra. Oh, this is extra. Yeah. All right. So where's that little one? I think it's this one. Let's see. Who do we want to put? It doesn't matter. We'll just put 1 on each one, and they're all kind of going this way. Portrait. Not landscape. I guess you could do something this way and then put something over here, but I'm liking them this way. Okay, words. I have the word students. So since this guy is the youngest looking guy, I'm going to put the word students under him. And then look for some more words. So I have this half page. See, there were big pictures on this side. And these would be great too if I wasn't using, well, I could still use her, but this one would be cut up. She's really cute though on the old-fashioned rotary phone too. If I wanted to keep one of these, this one would be the best one with her on the phone, wouldn't it? Well, we'll see about that. I'm not cutting these out right now, but I am going to use these words. See about using these words anyway. There's the word guides right here and the word instructors. So let's cut those out. And I'm just cutting right around them, very small as possible, so they fit on these little pieces. The word instructors might be too long. We'll see here in just a second. Try to cut a straight line there, and there, and cut right beside the S maybe, because there was a comma there, and then I can cut a little bit more off here. There we go. Okay, this guy looks like an instructor. He looks like the oldest one. I don't know if he is, but there we go. And this is the word guides. I know it does fit on there. Look at that. Wasn't sure if it would fit. Guides. Who looks like a guide? She looks more like a guide than he does. I don't know what he looks like. We'll see when we find a word. if we find a word, oh, here we go, dean, or counselors. And that doesn't cut through anything I want to keep, so let's say that could be his name, or I was talking about the dean of the school, but that could be the dean of the school, or it could be his name is Dean. If we want it to be, like we could just say it's going to be his name, Dean. That he looks like a dean too. Okay, there we go. Let's glue it down and see if we need photo corners on these. Let me see, where's the one without photo corners? I want to see that one again. This one here. It looks so good. Oh, and this one had a name on it too. I don't know if that made a difference on why we didn't need photo corners, but let's glue these together. So you can make these pretty fast, can't you? You really could, like, if you watch, I don't know how long y'all watch TV at night, but, or whenever, I don't know. I'm sure people watch TV at different times of the day, if they're home at different times of the day. But we watch TV at night when I come home. We come home from work and we eat dinner and watch a couple of shows. Like we usually watch, and I've mentioned it before. Were we watching? Well, lately we've been watching 2 shows, so it's like 2 45-minute shows. So that's quite a bit of time, technically, for me anyway, to sit in one spot and not do anything. I feel like we are watching some good shows right now, by the way. If you, we watched like some current shows, but right now my husband wanted to watch a couple of shows, and I was like, I don't know about that. And so I mentioned a couple of shows to him that I wanted to watch. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, we can watch those, because he liked them too. So what we're watching is The Mentalist. If you've never watched The Mentalist, it's good. I'm trying to think of what channel. We have all streaming channels. We don't have cable. So trying to think of what streaming channel we watch it on. The Mentalist is on, I don't know, I don't remember. You can do a search though and figure out if you do streaming, watch on streaming, you can figure out where it is. And the other one is Person of Interest. If you've never watched that, we watched both of these shows when they were first out, whenever it was. And it was like, if there's a show that you really like, and when it's over, you're sad. You know it was really good. You wish it would just keep going forever. Those are 2 shows that we really liked. That when they were over, I was sad. I was like, why can't they just keep on going, type of thing? Because it's hard to find a good. Sometimes it's hard to find a good show. When they end, it's like, now what are we gonna watch? Type of thing. So anyway. Yeah, and like the Person of Interest show too. I mean, there's a lot of, these are both about murders. So if you don't like crime shows or shows where they're solving murders, you won't like them. But if you do, you will like them. And the characters are really interesting and fun and funny at times. The main people, but anyway, Person of Interest is really interesting, and it's the kind of show, like we watched it, like I said, when it first came out, but it's the kind of show you gotta watch. You almost gotta watch it twice at least to really see everything. You know what I mean? Like, you'll watch it again, like say you watch it again right away after you watch it once, and you're like, oh, I didn't see that before, type of thing. That's the type of show that Person of Interest is. And then The Mentalist, well, The Mentalist, I guess, could be like that too. But it's just, I don't know, they're both very interesting. So that was my suggestions of shows to watch when he was looking for a show. And so we are watching those now, 1 of each per night. And then we're off to doing whatever we need to do before sleepy time, like cleaning up the kitchen, or if I need to get an order ready, or clean up my craft room, or whatever we need to do for the next day. And then, yeah, I'm trying to remember the shows he wanted to watch. What were they? I don't know, it was another type of crime shows, but just some that I remember watching, like some like Law and Order. Those are really good, but you gotta admit, if you've ever watched Mentalist and Person of Interest, they just have a little, those two shows just have a little something more to them, right? A little more interesting than the regular crime show. They have a little more element to them if you've watched them. I don't want to give it away, but you know what I mean. If you've ever watched those two shows, there's more than just crime drama that's going on there. They have something really unique about them. So, yeah, yeah. I'm glad we're watching those, because especially, like, what is it? Well, I guess I don't know when they were originally on, but it must have been a while ago, because I'm not remembering a lot of what we're watching, so it's like a brand new show type of thing too, so that's always good. But yeah, I would, if you like crime shows and you don't mind seeing, you know, murder victims, and you know, it's all pretend, it's all pretend, but if you don't mind seeing that kind of thing, then you would like it. So I like Dateline, and that's real, you know, usually about real crimes and murders. So watching the pretend ones is probably almost better than watching the real, like Dateline or something. Except that it is really interesting to see what really happens. Like, you know, if you watch Dateline, it's like, what the heck? Why do people do things like that? You know what I mean? Like, why would you do that? You know, why would you, yeah. If you watch Dateline, you know what I'm talking about. Like, why do people do things like that? I don't get it. I don't understand. When you don't think like a criminal, it's hard to understand things that people do, like that are crimes. That's always been, I've always noticed that. I noticed that when I grew up and realized how things, watch shows and realize what, you know, sometimes what really happens in the world. If you don't think like a criminal, you don't think of these things that people do. I don't know, you know, you don't even know how they think of them. So, yep, that's the way it is. Anyway, we are done. We did it. We made 4 more. So we made a bunch, and I could make a bunch more, but this video would just get longer, so we don't want that. But that was fun, right? Was that fun? And I think it was a good idea, and I really like these, and I want to make some more. I really do want to make some more and have some in my stash. But I've got, I got 8 for right now. And none of these have photo corners. But I can always use photo corners if I want to add photo corners to them. But this one's the tallest one here. And it's still, I think it still looks good. And all words from, all these words and these little name things, like nameplates or whatever, are from the yearbook. So if you do have a yearbook and you were like, you got your, if you were like, oh, I got a vintage yearbook, and then you haven't figured out what you want to do with it, there you go. Here's what you could do. So, besides just, I mean, I think the strips are fun if you cut them out like, you know, photo booth type strips from your yearbook. I think that's fun. But if you actually do something and make ephemera with them, that's also a lot of fun. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a great day.